The Apocrypha and Pseudepigrapha of the Old Testament, 1 Enoch Part 4, the ancient versions, the Greek versions, the Latin version, the Ethiopic version. Let first begin with the Greek's versions. The Greek versions have only in part been preserved. Chapters 1 through 32, 6 and 19, 321. 9 in a duplicate form were discovered in 1886-7 at Akhmim by the Mission Archeologique Francaise at Cairo, and published by Bouriant in 1892. They are designated G1, and as G2 and G3 in the case of the duplicate passage. Large fragments have been preserved in Syncellus, viii, 14, 15, 816, I, and 8, 49, 4 in a duplicate form. These are designated as G1, and as G2, and G3 in the case of the duplicate passage. Another fragment is found in a Vatican Greek MS, number 1809, written in tachygraphic characters. For Greek quotations from Enoch, C and Amp, 10, B, C. The relations of the G1 and G2 to each other and to E, the Ethiopic version. G1 is more original than G2. Though closely related, these two fragments exhibit marks of independence. G1 has in several passages a different and undoubtedly better order of text. Thus it rightly places 7, 3 to 5 of G1, or rather its equivalent of 7, 3 to 5, after 8, 3 of G1. Again in 8, 3 G2 is very defective compared with G1. The additional matter in G1 could not have been written by a Greek, as in every instance the office constitutes when translated into Aramaic a play on the name of the angel who discharges the office. Similarly in viii, 7 the order of the angels' names is different, and G1 is here again preferable to G2e. Moreover, in 8, 4, 9, 9, x, 2, 4, G1 has a fuller and more original reading than G2e. Finally, G1 preserves several right readings over against G2e. Cx 2, 14. B. Relations of G1 and G2 to E. E and G2 are more closely related than E and G1, or G1 and G2. They have the same corruptions over against the reading of G1 in X. 7, 11, 14, 14, 8, 18, 15, 9, 18, 5, 22, 4, 25, 5, 28, 2. On the other hand, E preserves certain original readings lost by G2 and vice versa. C. From the above facts it follows that G2 and E spring from a common ancestor which we may designate X, and that this X and G2 proceed ultimately from the same original, the first Greek translation of the Book of Enoch, though the evidence postulates the existence of duplicate renderings in this translation, X adopting one rendering and G2 the other. In some cases X adopted both, which were reproduced respectively by G2 and E. In some cases there may have been variants in the Semitic original. Hence the genealogy of the above documents might be represented thus: original Greek translation from the Semitic. The Latin version, the Latin fragment, which constitutes a very imperfect reproduction of CVI 1-18, was discovered in 1893 in the British Museum by Dr. James. In the same year he issued it in the Cambridge Texts and Studies, 2, No. 3, Apocrypha Anecdota, pages 146-50. This MS seems to point to a Latin translation of Enoch, and shows no signs of being an excerpt from a collection of excerpts. Poor Latin quotations see under and Amp, 10, c. The Ethiopic version. The Ethiopic version has been preserved in 29 MSS, of which 15 are to be found in England, 8 in France, 4 in Germany, 1 in Italy, and 1 in America. Of these MSS, there are only 3 of which my knowledge is indirect and slight, P and Z and ZB. Of these, ZB is of no account as it is an exact transcript of B. The division of Enoch into chapters was made apparently in the 16th century. The division into 108 chapters was made by Dillman without MS authority, and has been followed by all subsequent scholars. This division is indeed found in one MS, i.e.h., but it was unknown to Dillman when he made his text. Moreover, the chapters in H vary frequently in length from those in Dillman's text.